Introduction to the approximates. Now, the approximates were technically designed to help you test the waters, test the ability of them making a decision, or testing the ability of how much money they're willing to spend, or simply testing the numbers that you're offering to evaluate their responses, their body language, and to determine if we could shoot higher, if they're satisfied with the option. Should we shoot lower? Should we give them an exact? Should we keep them at a low ball? All of these scenarios are going to be determined based on the reaction of the approximate. Now, there's two different sections of approximates. Section number one is the monthly payment. Now, we don't offer exact numbers, we offer approximates. Now, once again, giving an exact number is simply telling a client we have $50 a month or we have $70 a month. Now, the reason why we don't offer an exact number is simply because an exact number is more of a guarantee. So if you tell a customer we have $60 a month, $80 a month, they're going to hold you accountable for that $60 a month, for those $80 a month. And they're going to tell you, look, you said 60, you said 80. So it's more of an exact number. You're not able to move them around. You're not able to test the waters. If you give them an exact number, that's technically what it is. So I designed approximates. I created a concept of offering an approximate. So if the exact monthly payment is 60, we'll offer 55 to 60 or 50 to 60. If the exact monthly payment is 80, we'll give them 70 to 75 or 70 to 80. Now, the whole concept of giving them an approximate simply allows us to be in control, to be able to move the numbers around. So simply by me giving you 60 to 65, I'm giving you an idea, an approximate, an estimate, a range of the options that I have available. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a guarantee. Now, if you're okay with 60 to 65, most likely you're going to be okay with 70. So I'm also testing the waters to make sure that the approximate that I'm giving you is something that you're willing to pay. Also, by giving you the 60 to 65, I'm also able to confirm if you have those 60 to 65. And I'm literally asking you, can you make a 60 to $65 payment? Are you willing to make a minimum payment of 60 to 65? So literally, I'm also testing the waters to see how to test your reaction. And I'm also confirming to see and determine if you're able to make a minimum payment of that amount. Now, for instance, if they're not able to make the 60 to 65, I stop. I don't continue because it doesn't matter what the actual price, it doesn't matter the exact monthly payment. They're not able to make a 60 to 65 payment. Or simply, if they're not satisfied with the 60 to 65, it doesn't really matter if the exact monthly payment is 70. I'm not going to give them the 70 because they have already advised me that the 60 to 65 is too much and they're not satisfied. So that allows me to close them on the 60 to 65 before I disclose the information. Now, another reason why we use the approximates is also because if they're not ready, we don't want to disclose the exact monthly payment simply because if we disclose a monthly payment, we're helping our competitor because they're going to walk into a different office and they're going to tell them, look, someone gave me $65 or 70. Someone gave me $70 a month. If you could give me something lower, then I'll be willing to purchase it. Now, it's not so much about do they have something lower, but simply because we gave them the exact, if they have the exact payment that we have, they may just convince them on doing it there. Don't waste your time. Don't go back over there. Just get it here. So we're losing clients instead of gaining clients. So once again, the approximates are offered for a few reasons. One, we want to test the waters. We want to see their reaction. We want to determine if they're happy, satisfied, willing to make those payments every single month. Number two, we want to make sure that they're able to make a minimum payment of the approximate that we're giving them. And number three, if they're not ready, if they're not willing, if they don't like the option, we're not going to offer the exact monthly payment because we don't want them to use that and shop our prices. We want to offer a low ball and give them something even lower than those 60 to 65 and have them come back whenever they're ready. So technically, we want them to come back. So that is the reason why we offer approximates for monthly payments. Now let's talk about the second category of approximates. Now the second category of approximates is the initial payment. Now we follow the same concept as a monthly payment. We offer an approximate of the initial payment to test the waters, test the reaction, see what they say, determine if they're willing, number two, if they're willing to make a payment of the approximate, if they have it available, if they're willing to use it today. And number three, we want to make sure that whenever we disclose the exact initial payment, that they're okay with the options that we're giving them before we actually go into details. Now, I'll give you an example. If the monthly payment is $70 a month and we offer $150 to $200 or $150 to $210, for example, one of the reasons why we offer an approximate of $150 to $210 is simply because I want to give them something fairly low, which is a $150, so that they could have a little bit of positive hope that it could be as low as the $150. So I'm selling the idea it could be as low as $150, so they won't get so much negative, and they could actually open up and be honest with the options that we're giving them. And also, by giving them the $210, I'm testing them to see if they're willing to pay over $200. Now, if you notice, the $150 is within the 100s, and the $210 is within the 200s. So I give them an option of different hundreds to test the waters, to test their ability of making a payment a little bit higher than the lowest 100. So 150 to 210, I'm giving them hope that it could be as low as 150, and I'm testing the waters to see if they're willing to pay over 200. Now, that's one step. Now the second one, it also allows me to be specific as far as how much money they have and if they're willing to make